So we're about halfway through Inktober. Today is the 16th, so let's take a look at that process. And I decided to add an extra little challenge. I thought, why not try and use all of my colors, make it like a rainbow piece. Let's take a look at the prompt word and then we can draw something, eh? So the prompt is angular. Ooh, that sounds kind of tricky. So first we sort of need to brainstorm an idea. First thing I think of is, you know, a right angle or a corner of some kind. I usually draw very round characters, like with a lot of circles, so we could also like try to do the same thing but with squares. Oh, but the eyes would be so funny looking. That'd be so different. It's almost robotic. So yeah, that's very different than my normal style. I'm not sure I'm loving that idea, so let me try and come up with something else maybe. Angular. This one's hard. So something like that. So she's very, you know, angular. Just like the prompt word. Some funny patterns? I don't know. At this point I just need to draw anything that comes to mind and hope it like sparks something else, you know? That's the most important thing about brainstorming. Is that you don't let any ideas die before they even get to see the light of day, because you never know when they'll spark something else, you know? Or if you like try to draw something but you mess up, but then the mess up makes you think of something else, you know? It's all a process. I wanted to use all of the colors, right? What if I just drew a rainbow, but instead of it being rounded, it was, you know, angular? Or it could even be crazier than that. It could have like a lot of zigzags. Like that. And then we could have like a funky triangular, angular cloud thing. What if there's like a pot of gold? Yeah, like so. And then we have our crazy angular rainbow coming out. Let me try the tinier thumbnail. Sometimes I can fit what I need to better when I draw smaller. I just like drawing swooshy motions. Angular is definitely not my expertise or preference. Gotta use my imagination to see this as a rainbow, but it's a ribbon of some kind. Laid out like that, and then we have our rainbow coming out of this angular cauldron. Or pot of gold, I guess. It's not a cauldron, is it? Just my brain is Halloweeny, you know? What if it's a witch that's brewing like a rainbow potion? Instead of it being a pot of gold, it'd be a cauldron, like I said earlier, and then I could draw a witch over it. Oh, and a witch's hat is angular. Ooh. I might just be able to draw just a witch, although I wanted to use all of the colors. Oh, I got another one. I got another idea. Okay. So we got a witch who's holding a cauldron. I love drawing witch hats. She's gonna be all in like black and white ink, but then out of this cauldron there's going to be a rainbow. And it's just gonna go straight over, like maybe straight slice her face in half kind of. But then I'll go over that with the rainbow colors. And I think that'll interact with like the line art really cool. I don't know, could be wrong. But just from what I've seen so far using these inks, I think that would look kind of cool. Let me try drawing it bigger. If I hate it, we can erase it and do something else. So maybe if it comes and does a complete 90-degree angle, and then her face could be here, cauldron could be down here. That might be interesting. The hat could follow that angle. Oh, it can even get cut into a bit by that rainbow. That way the rainbow can go over more sections of the line art. I hope I'm making sense. If not, hopefully it'll turn out the way I'm expecting it to. And then I'll be able to show you what I mean. Maybe the cauldron's a little bit more this way. I think she could be holding it on her hip maybe. That could be cute. Oh yeah, if the rainbow cuts across her eyes, I think that'd be cool. Yes, that's kind of what I'm thinking. So there'll be no color in the drawing except for the rainbow. So she's brewing up like a nice rainbow potion. I wonder, what do you think her rainbow potion does if you consume it? Let me know. I have some ideas. Give her a classic big witch nose with a wart. We'll see. We'll see how that turns out. Oh, I think classic witches kind of have a bigger chin too. Maybe some thin lips. Should we put a buckle on her hat? I feel like I've drawn several witches this month and I've always put a buckle on the hat. Unless I want to put a triangle shaped buckle. That's more angular. I mean, a square is still angular, but that's actually kind of cool looking. I like that. I'm just gonna lighten that up and hopefully touch it up later. Yikes, I think it's just in the wrong spot. I like the thin eyebrows better. I think that suits her. Maybe instead of the bun, which seems like a rounder, I don't know, object, what if she says straight black hair? Then I can fill that in with, you know, the solid black ink, and that could be cool. Okay, now for the clothes. Is she gonna be a cutesy witch? I've kind of been going with a more classic style here, especially with the hat. Do we want a high neckline, or do we want a low neckline? Ooh, I'm thinking a choker with a low neckline. Yeah, see, it's the best of both worlds. Maybe she's a more modern witch. We still need to make sure, we have to figure out where the cauldron's gonna be before we can really draw the rainbow anyway. Oh, I think that nose makes a lot more sense. Especially since her head's dipped a bit. The nose should come down a bit more, and then I can pull that nostril. And that helps with that triangle shapes that I'm going for, so yay, I like that. Maybe it's like she's spilling the potion, but instead of it falling down, it's going, you know, up and around. So it would be more falling towards the invisible camera. Or the viewer, I guess. I do have to be careful because there's gonna be so many stripes. It's gonna be hard to do really crazy angles. So I might have to just keep it with that simple one turn. I guess her thumb would, she's holding it, this thumb would be, she's more like, oh, I can't. So hands here, fingers, and then this thumb. I think it comes this way-ish. That doesn't look right at all. I think it's just gonna be more flat like that. That looks kind of dumb too. Take 3. And then this arm would be back here and come out around there. Okay, we've got it a little bit more straightened out now. Now I just have to make our final decisions here about the arms and things. I think the arm needs to come more underneath is the problem. Maybe even pull this arm there and then... Got a new idea. Take 70. I'm just gonna put the hand here and then the other hand's down there. How do you like that one? Yeah, I like that better. Maybe some nail polish. Long fingernails. Kind of like it, like she looks like she's wearing sort of like a smock. Like there's not much to it. I kind of like that about it. This reminds me a lot of the one I drew on Sunday. What was it? This one? Torso up. Woman. Should I have the rainbow come back down again? Or is that too much rainbow? Can you have too much rainbow is the other question. That does seem more angular. I think I'm already halfway done with this ink, so... I feel like I haven't used that much of it, but black's definitely the color I'm using the most of. Why don't I try using this pen? I've been constantly using this one, and it's starting to show some wear and tear. So maybe I should switch over to this one and see what happens. Oh, I forgot I gotta erase a little bit here. It's where I start holding my breath. Yeah, I'm not hating this pen. I want my arm to be there, but I can't because it's wet. My favorite thing so far using dip pens is drawing eyebrows. There's just something about it. I have like more control or something. Hands though, like I just can't seem to get a hand to draw right with a dip pen. But eyebrows, yes. There's the eyebrows. Now for that nose. I'm excited to draw this. Hopefully I don't screw it up. Maybe if I just go real slow. I think I screwed it up. Oh well. Again, I'm always starting top left, moving to bottom right because I'm right-handed, and these inks take a little bit of time to dry, and smudging is very, very likely. I guess I could add a triangle earring here. This is coming along, I think. Ooh, what if I fill in her hair with some hatching here? I can't really do that one because I need my hand up there, but we'll get to that eventually. Let's do this arm. Oops, I messed up. Look, I did this section. Now it's going to be very difficult to do this section. Suppose I could turn it a bit. I like all that. And this hand. With their long fingernail. See, I told you hands don't really turn out well with this. I don't know what it is. I think it's just the certain angles you kind of have to do to use these. Oh shoot, I just dripped. Oopsie. Alright. Probably add some darkerness here. Something like that. Oh, I didn't finish the hair here. That's what's missing. Then I can come up here and finish this hair too. And I'm using more of like the side of the nib so I can get a thinner line, because I don't really like that thick line there. I prefer these thinner lines, so I'm trying to keep that up. I kind of like that. There's some parts where I kind of overlapped and messed up, but I do like that. I need to do that more. Maybe the rest of October, do some more hatching. Now, how do I want to do this hair? Oh shoot, I just put my hand in that. Dang it. Okay, I might have messed up down here. I was trying to keep to the like flow of the hair, but I kind of just, I don't know what I did. Not what I had pictured. Well, it does have a weird stringy, you know, Tim Burton-y vibe to it, so I don't hate it, but it's just not quite what I expected. I could just grab a paintbrush for this, but I'm kind of trying to add some texture. Some like scribbles, you know. Because for the rainbow, I'm going to use a paintbrush and it'll have a more solid color. So I'm hoping the line art could be more sketchy. I think the contrast would be kind of cool. And that's one of the reasons I did the hair that way. And why I'm filling this in kind of like this. Not sure what words to use here. I could do the same thing with the cauldron. I could color that in that way. Because I do want the cauldron to be a very... Alright, I think I'm going to let this dry and then we'll come back to it when it's ready to play with again. Where I don't have to worry about completely messing it all up. Alright, so I've given this about 10 minutes and I think it's dry. I'm not seeing any smudges. Now it's time to erase all of this pencil so we can have some nice, clean line art. I think I'm going to redraw the rainbow completely so we can erase that too. Here we have the liner. In our colors we have yellow, bright red, magenta, grass green, green. Honestly, grass green looks way more green than green. And then we have teal, blue, and violet. So that's going to be a very wide rainbow if I decide to use all of these. That might not be a good idea. We could, instead of rainbow, just have a rainbow gradient, but I really do want to stick with the rainbow because I think it'll give us more angles. It's really bright there and it's darker here. And give it a good shake. Although there's a weird dark bit right there. The thirds, and then cut each of the thirds into thirds. 9, yeah. Okay, and then I want it to cut across the face. So we'll come up this way. I think we'll turn right at the ear. And then we can come back around here. Basically the only part of this drawing that's going to be solid black and white is this part in here and this cauldron. This will probably all end up with color, depending on how wide that is. This could end up looking really stupid. Let's get my fingers crossed here. Ooh, and then we get a piece of the hat poking out that won't have color on it. I do want to have as much of that as possible, since a lot of this is going to have the rainbow. Now we have to divide this into 9 even sections. Kind of want it to be like a proper rainbow on this arch, and then it would go upside down rainbow here. How many we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. How did we end up with 8? What did I do? Alright, let's try this again. And 9! I did it! Got it. Haha! Now we just need to do that a bunch more times. Here we go. 9 all the way around. I'm not gonna lie, that took a hot second. Actually, let me swatch out all these colors and make sure that like some of them aren't too similar so that it looks stupid. I should have done that before I drew all these 9 lines, but yeah, see, I like that as a rainbow. I'm not sure how the magenta is gonna really fit in after that purple, unless I just decide to put the magenta at the top. But I mean, that's not really rainbow order. But I think it might look better than having it right after the purple. But let's see. Let's see what it looks like right under purple. Yeah, that kind of just jumps to the wrong color, I think. Let's see what it looks like at the top. Yeah, if I'm going to use all the colors, I'm going to have to put it at the top, I think. Which doesn't really follow rainbow order, but I think it's what we're gonna have to do. All right, let's start with magenta, I guess. Let's see if I can even draw a straight line. I'm a little concerned about that, to be honest. I'm already going outside the line. Like, I can get the top pretty straight because of the point, but the bottom is tricky. There's gonna be a lot of paper rotating. There we go. There's one color done, I think. Probably the best straight line I've ever done with a brush. Going with the red, now that this is dry. It's kind of still wet over there, so I'm gonna have to be very careful. It adds to the difficulty. There we go. Second color done. Those two colors are very similar to each other. Not ecstatic about that. Let's let that dry, and then we can move on with the orange color, which is called bright red. Alright, that's 3 colors down. I'm not getting a lot of contrast between these colors. I feel like it looked better here, and I'm not entirely sure what I did differently. Except maybe there was more water? I'm not sure. Ah! No, I smudged! Dang it. Oh yes, beautiful yellow. I like the color yellow. The older I get, the more I like the color yellow. Which is weird, because I really did not like it as a kid. Next up is grass green. It's a very pretty color too. Alright, looking at this, I definitely think I made a mistake. I should have added some water to this to give it a more pastel rainbow look. I think I made some mistakes. Sad. I like this color a lot. Just look at it. Yum. I think it's starting to look like a rainbow. It's just these first 3 colors are all kind of blending into one. I probably should have just not used them. So many woulda, shoulda, couldas, you know? Next up is teal. Rotate. Wow, I actually really like the way the bottom part of the rainbow's looking. There's actually like color separation, I feel like. Next up is blue. Oh, only one color left. Yes! Purple. Alright, now let's let that dry, and then I'm gonna try and do something to make it look, I don't know, better. It's all dry, and now I'm going in with this white gel pen to kind of try and separate the colors, because I feel like these 3 especially are just too similar. So I'm thinking by adding in some white, we can add some separation, get more of that rainbow vibe I'm looking for. Also down here I'm adding like some stars, kind of give more of that magic vibe. Kind of messed up right there, but I think that's helping. How's that looking? Does that look worse or better? Add some more whatever this is. Magic dots. This the gel pen's just a little too spotty. Dang, I keep not doing a straight line. I need to use the ruler. Oh, I just smudged it. What if I add in white for her eyes? Make them a little bit more stand outy. That's kind of creepy. I like it. Okay, I think the last thing I'm going to do... The rainbow just is the way it is. I don't think I can really do anything to make it better. Or really make it worse. It's just, you know, it is as it is. I think I'm just going to take the black, though, and add some hatching to the cauldron. Yeah, I think I like that. Cool. I need a little something on my side. I'm just not 100% about the rainbow. I actually like it better now. I feel like adding that color down here helped even it out a bit. I don't know, let me know what you think. I already know my opinion. You're gonna have up days and down days, you know, it's definitely, it ebbs and flows and, you know, good days and bad days. And if that's not something you're comfortable with as an artist, then doing 30-day challenges is probably very good for you, because it's important to know that, like, not every day is gonna be a winner, you know? I like the idea. I'm very happy with like my concept. I think it, like the idea was pretty cool, and I like how I used angles, and that was the, you know, prompt. I'm just not entirely happy with like the application of the idea. And the good thing about this is I can try again tomorrow and make something completely different, and I can move on from this. But the same thing happens when you draw something well. It's like, oh, the next day, like whatever I did yesterday doesn't matter. I gotta put like 100% into making this next one. So yeah, it's a very important lesson to learn. I'm still excited to keep doing this challenge and work on it tomorrow. We're in the middle way point, so just gotta keep at it, gotta finish it. If you want to continue to follow my Inktober journey and see some of my other illustrations, you can check out my Instagram page, which I will have linked in the description. Ta-da! Perfect. And there we have it. There's my day 16 Inktober drawing. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know how your Inktobers are going. We're halfway through. We can do it. And if you've had some trouble or missed a couple days, don't worry about it. Just, jump back in if that's something you're interested in trying to complete. So yeah, best of luck to everyone, and thank you for watching me create this illustration. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys all next week, and I hope you have a delicious evening full of waffles. Bye. Oh no, when did I do that? Wasn't paying attention. Me and inks just don't get along.